Hey guys, this is episode 3 or part 3 of the Real Albuquerque Happy Hour with Adam Ornelas. We're in uncharted territories. We've never gone 3 episodes with one person, but we're having fun. We're drinking Santa Fe Happy Camper, Marbles IPA. Find out who won the Episode 1, the Star Wars Episode 1. We describe which one we like better. We find about Adam's 5 ways.
That I get my music.
5 ways how he consumes music. And they're
the best apps for music, for sound delivery.
Sound delivery, 5 ways guaranteed to get you the best beats in your ears, right?
Beats, interviews,
everything. Anything that has audio in it. If it has a waveform, these are the 5 ways to hit it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And you've done the research, so you guarantee that this is the best way to do this?
Yeah. I have wasted a lot of data on figuring out which works the best. Because I'm going to flip this on you a little bit.
Yeah.
On this part of the pod 3.
Data rates may apply, though?
What?
Data rates may apply on audio?
Oh, I mean, probably. It's streaming.
Yeah. Okay, so 2, we got to recap all this.
Recap, okay.
2, we tangenced off, episode 2, we tangenced off on a bunch of, I don't know what we talked about. We talked about internet, we talked about
professional life, mentors, Albuquerque's growth.
We talked about the rainforest.
Yeah, finding the right mentors, finding the right, forming a community. Talked about all the great innovation and how Albuquerque played a part in it.
Right. So what are we talking about?
3, I think I want to flip it on you a little bit.
I don't like this flipping thing. I don't like to be flipped, but
let's flip it.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about what are your goals for this podcast and where do you want to go with it?
Oh man, this is some deep stuff now. Yeah. Well, okay, so we started this, and I say we. I'm talking about my cat Chloe and I.
She is the producer behind the scenes.
Right, she's working my iMac, doing all the Final Cut Pro stuff, or it's Final Cut X now.
She's getting your guests. She called me to get me on here. Talk to my agent.
She doesn't have thumbs, so I dial the number, hit the button. She goes from there.
She was in negotiation. She's a hard
most of that are meows. No, I mean really, this all started from basically, through life, I've been hit with challenges of going through school and hitting this one roadblock and finding another way, and then finding another way, and it's always just been that natural progression of you are trying just to get ahead in any way possible, right? And you're just moving through life, and I could talk about school and how I got that process and how I got basically screwed down on that, and how that led me to marketing, and that led me to this, that led me to that. I mean, there's a lot of chain of events that led me to where I'm at now. And now I'm starting my own journey of building a business, of just trying to get some own things moving on my side time. And I came to this thought of, I know a bunch of people who are fighting the same battle as me. And, sometimes I'm at home sitting here by myself working on a Friday night at, 11 o'clock at night or midnight, or thinking, am I the only one doing this thing? Am I the only one at home working and trying to make something better and build something? And it's so hard at the bottom, because you see all these great examples of people, and they're like Gary Vaynerchuk, these Grant Cardones, these Elon Musk, Tim Ferriss, but they're all at the top, Grant Cardone and Gary and some of these guys are building a journey now, but no one tells you about the first 5 years of what it takes or anything. And that's where I'm at. I'm in the first 5 years of building a business, not building life, but
kind of building life too, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit of both. You're right. And now I'm seeing you start looking at different things differently, in the sense of I'm starting to notice people who are doing their own thing, and I wanted to bring all these people together. We got John Elder, Chris Saylor, Adam Ornelas, Lexi Palmer. We got Matt Burnaby coming up. We got my father on an episode. We got other people. I want to get Jim and John from El Pinto on here. I want to get some bunch of other people. Bill Scott from Dion's, grew up with his daughters. I want to get some other people who started off with a business and get some advice and share this with you guys and help you guys build your shit.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's all about. And if we can inspire somebody to take a chance on themselves and do it, people say, I've heard this today on a podcast of, people aren't happy when they have a lot of money, right? Money doesn't get you happiness, right?
True.
But I've been on the opposite side where broke doesn't get you happy either.
That's very true.
So how do you want it? How do you want to do this? You want to do it the hard way of being and broke, or you want to do it the hard way of building a business and being successful. There's two different hards. Yeah. And I'm choosing the latter of, I'm choosing working on a Friday night, working on all hours of the night, building myself up. After I go to work, I work for a company, and then I come home and I work on my own company, and I'm just trying to get something out of nothing, turning that 0 into a 1 from the previous episode. So that's where I'm at. That was a long, drawn out description.
No, that's what I think is great. I think that's what's going to not only it helps put what your brand is, what you want it to be, and it's going to help people, hey, I kind of want to be on there as a platform. So I think that was good.
Well, there's just so much purpose, man. I mean, there's so many people trying to do this. You know, you're on your own journey.
Yeah.
Which is different than my journey, which is different than all you guys' is our B to A, our bros audience's journey, than Lexi's journey, John Elder's, Chris Saylor, everybody's journey. Everybody's journey is different, but they all have some subtleties that are thrown in there that teach you how to build something. What? And it's if you want it or not, you know.
And you bring it back to the Albuquerque thing. I mean, obviously you live here, so I mean that's why the title. But like, what is it about that you wanted to show people, not only in Albuquerque but on the outside looking in? What do you want people to learn about the city and the people here?
Wow, I mean that's you know I just turned 30, which is scary to say. Because we talked about this in episode 2. Physically, I'm 30, but I still feel like that 5-year-old man. I'm still that 5-year-old kid just trying to, play with race cars and boys with toys. Now I'm just older and have, a little bit of cash to do some of the toys and that kind of stuff. But what I want to show people from outside of New Mexico, that's a 2-parter, outside and inside.
Yeah, let's go outside.
Outside first is I want to tell people, hey, New Mexico is such an undervalued and underestimated state. So you talk to people and they think you're from Mexico. We're New Mexico, guys.
That's happened to me before.
We're New Mexico, baby. Yeah. They ask you, hey, where's your passport? And I said, hey, baby, I got a passport, but it's from New Mexico, not Old Mexico.
One of my favorite ones, I was in Miami for my last job, and I go to this, at the University of Miami, they have a pub in the sub, and they have a bar on campus.
Okay.
America. They should be everywhere. And I go up there and I give them my ID, and this girl goes, I'm sorry, but we can't accept your international ID. So you should go get all of your server friends back there and come to the front and watch them laugh at you, because that is a state.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah,
what?
It's a state. One of her friends came up, she goes, that's definitely a state.
So this is what we're fighting. So outside looking in, I just want to get brand recognition of New Mexico. That's what we call it, the real Albuquerque. I mean, this is the real Albuquerque. This is what's going on. We're doing burrito reviews. We're doing beer reviews. Which is this is the happy hour special episode. This is the New Year's happy hour special episode. We don't do beer reviews ever. This is the first time, but we normally do burrito reviews. But I mean, just getting some notoriety, if we can talk to people outside of New Mexico, we have some analytics on our podcast, and they say most of our stuff is not from New Mexico, of people who are listening to this. So just getting some brand recognition of New Mexico. Great place. I've traveled the world, been all over Europe, been to Russia multiple times.
You're pretty much a Russian citizen, right?
Basically a Russian citizen. I got my Russian visa and everything like that. Speak a little bit of language.
Chloe was speaking earlier too.
Yeah, Chloe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talk to each other in Baruski, but but no one knows about New Mexico. It's just kind of this island, and there's probably other states that feel this too. I'm just here because I know New Mexico.
Here, yeah.
There's probably undervalued states like Idaho,
Vermont,
maybe Vermont. Oh yeah,
North Dakota.
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna say most of the
Connecticut.
States are kind of under. No, people know about Connecticut.
Oh, they know.
ESPN's there.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Vermont. Vermont, we feel you, buddy.
Yeah, like North Dakota.
North Dakota. Montana. Also, we got you. Montana.
So then go back into the internal part.
Oh, the internal part is okay. So the internal part is, hey man, if you have any dream, whether that's for my dad selling dog shit, he told me this example, and it's always stay with me. And we're gonna hit that little explicit thing. If you don't like cursing, I'm gonna curse a little bit, but
just keep 100. People like it.
It's 1% cursing, 99% love.
Yeah. Here's
the 1% cursing. He always told me when I was a kid, if I could sell dog shit, Chris, on the side of the road and make money at it, that's what I'd be doing. And it makes sense. What he's basically saying in translation is, whatever you can do, whatever you can sell, whatever you can make something out of nothing, you got to be doing it for yourself and try to get out and break out of something.
Totally.
Because that's how you're gonna, advance yourself.
But is that the message you're trying to convey to the people who are living in the state, or how does that?
Yeah, no. The internally, I'm saying, if you can do anything here in Albuquerque. This is the best time to do something in Albuquerque. This is now. We have Kickstarter. You have something that's design wise. We have Kickstarter. A bunch of Kickstarter companies started here in Albuquerque. You can start. This is kind of like the Wild West. You go to LA. And you're going to be fighting people to open a restaurant or a bar.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Right? But here, here there's a dirt lot, and you can start off with a hot dog stand. And, if you have the best hot dogs like Matt Burnaby does, and we're going to get him on an episode,
so good.
you can start a business selling hot dogs. So that's what I'm saying. In Albuquerque, I'm trying to give you guys a big view of Albuquerque people doing Albuquerque things, starting Albuquerque businesses, all in young ages. You don't have to be my age or their age to do it. You can be older like Colonel Sanders and do it. You just have to have some sort of dream, passion, and have some work ethic where you're ready to hustle after your job. Hey, when you get out of work at 5 o'clock till midnight, that's 7 hours.
Do something. Yeah.
That's a whole nother job. That's 7 hours if you could build your own business. If you're sewing or knitting, whatever the case may be. My friend who I worked with at Best Buy has started her knitting company. And she's on Instagram, and I see a bunch of her stuff. And she's doing great. Daniela, if you're watching this, shout out to Daniela. She's doing her knitting thing. And she's posting things on Instagram and getting a bunch of likes. And so between 5 and midnight, there's 7 hours of work that you can get done. You can spend an hour and dedicate that to yourself at the gym, get healthier, get your mind right. You can spend another hour of that listening to podcasts or reading a book. That leaves you 5 solid hours to build a business. Every night, every day, and then you get 48 hours on the weekend.
Yeah, no kidding. So would you say this part of this is even create what's what I'm looking for? Fusing kind of a fragmented community?
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe just trying to, maybe so.
Because I think that's the one thing that kind of ties back to what we said in episode 2
right.
was you have to have a community to have these things start to... You can have a dirt lot, but it doesn't matter if Chris creates the best burgers in town if you don't know about it. And if people don't support it.
Right.
They don't talk about it.
Yeah,
so maybe in a way this is like a platform.
Yeah, we just want to. When I say we and everything I say.
It's Chloe. Chloe is
it's
your
based,
agent, your executive producer.
Yeah, basically. So it's just me and Chloe here running this thing, trying to build something. She's the backbone of the thing, and I'm just the guy doing the work.
Yeah, she actually writes most of the copy for this.
Yeah, but that comes back just to being a 5-year-old. It's always just me and Chloe doing this thing, and she's been with me since. When I basically second year of college in Mizzou, traveling into the unknown, and been with me for all these. She's been with me for 11 to 12 years, and which is hard to think about, but good part of my life, best friend. But yeah, I mean, you can just. What I'm trying to do here is just get a general awareness of you have a dream. Work your ass off for it. People say, "Well, I don't have the time." Well, yeah, you have the time. You have 7 hours.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Totally.
And if you work, 10 to 7, well, hey, you wake up at 5 or 3 or 4, boom, you got 7 hours or 8 hours there, man. So there's time to do anything, and that's the same case with you and anything or anybody. I don't care if you're mowing lawns. If you're mowing lawns at $10 an hour, and that $10 goes to you, and the 70 cents goes to the state of New Mexico, that's something.
Yeah.
So a good example of this is people would give you Susan Ortman would say, hey, how to build your equity is to save money, right? She would say, well, cut down on Starbucks and save money. But if, let's say you're getting $2,000 a month or $4,000 a month or $10,000 a month or whatever the case is, you can only save that much. You can only save $2,000 a month, right? But you can't save the full $2,000 because you're living, right? So maybe you can only save $1,500 if you're going, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe you can only save $1,000. So, but you can always add to that.
Totally.
By doing other stuff, whether it's starting a gym, mowing lawns, picking up trash, I don't care what you do, pulling weeds. There's something. There's a business out there for everybody, and there's no better time. Money is abundant, and you just got to go after and get it.
And I'll kind of tie back to my thing is, I know I even joke that I'm pretty ADD, aggressive ADD. I'm all over, like, you look at our conversations tonight. But being able to go out and try things, I tell people, like, go out and try them. Like, you really have nothing to lose, and you have everything to gain in terms of experience and experiences. And you're knowing what you're good at. It took me until 25 years old to realize what I'm good at and what I really want to do. And I learned that through trial and error. And I learned that even showed me more this year with my past job. I figured out what I'm really good at and what I just can't do.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of wanted to get you on here and going back to the we want to, you're a forward-thinking cat who has always been a good friend, and you link up with these people in life who have a general vision of building stuff. Remember we had those websites we're trying to do, and we're always trying to do something.
Always trying to build things.
I'm always trying to do something, and if that something doesn't work out, then you build experience to doing the next something.
Totally.
And then, they always say, businesses always fail within 2 years. 80% of businesses fail within 2 years. But what you learn in those 2 years is how not to do it.
Very valuable.
Now you start your new business, and now you have a great platform. It's it's an OG MBA.
Totally.
You can go spend $90,000 or $60,000 to get a master's degree.
You can listen to the podcast, and you'll get a lot more. You get a lot of you'll hear a lot of the same stuff in a real context.
Yeah. You can get your OG MBA, and that's what I'm telling people to do. Forget this college thing and burn. You can burn $60,000 to $90,000 like that to get an MBA. But what do you earn? Maybe $5,000 more a year.
Yeah, just have
or
limits.
$10,000.
Depends what you're doing, of course. But at the same time,
if you're a medical doctor or
a rocket scientist,
you want to get your doctor. I mean, this is all applicable.
It's all relative. But
right.
I think you're right, and I think that it's a great platform for people to talk to one another and connect with one another. Brings what I was going to tell you. That's what I was trying to stalling for a second. When I was on my last gig, one of our stops on our tour was at Babson, which is the first or second to have like an entrepreneurial studies program.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's outside of Boston. I forgot where. Natick, somewhere around there. So
probably bastardized that city, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Throw it in the comments.
Yeah. So we're out there, and we had this guy. I forgot his last name. His first name's Michael, and he has a company called Splitsy. And he was from Babson.
Splitsy, that sounds familiar.
It's like a Venmo type thing where you can create, you can all pay together as a group. But he's out there and he talks about, he had one of the best talks. And he's from Babson, he works in Boston. He talks about being hired, fired, making money, losing money, all these things. And he says, in the scientific community, when they publish something, they publish all their failures. They're really open about their failures. So you know what not to do.
Right.
But in building businesses, a lot of people, only until recently, they've been really shy about their failures.
Yeah, and this recently thing's maybe 5 to 10.
Tops. I'd say closer to 5.
Yeah.
5 years. And people are really kind of quiet about their failures. And what it does is it impacts other people from doing the same things and taking longer. So if we're more transparent about failures, about getting let go at a company or whatever, what I did wrong or how I did this.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help someone to not do that same thing and figure out their passion faster and figure out their place faster.
Yeah. One thing that brings up a good point is, hey, if you're not happy with what you're doing, you were born to be happy. Yeah. You were not born to pay bills and be sad at what you're doing and whatever. So if you're not happy and you can do it, quit your job and do whatever makes you happy. Or find something to do it. I mean, or while you're there, work the 5 to midnight and try to start. Yes.
Write a book, brew beer, do whatever you gotta do.
Do something. Do cooking recipes. I don't care what you do.
I think you're right though, Chris. I think.
But there's a lot of untapped time that people say, I don't have time to do that.
Make time.
You have plenty of time.
My favorite's kind of the gym, where people are like, I don't have time for the gym. Like, yeah, you do.
Yeah. Everybody has time.
You just watch The Voice back to back.
Yeah.
You have time for the gym.
Yeah, cut TV out, cut the 5 hours out, cut Xbox out.
Not even that. Just like an hour and a half, 2 hours a day. Do something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think you're right, man. I think this is something pretty exciting. I'm excited you're doing this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is I was talking with a friend about this, and I don't know where this idea came from, but I just started seeing people around me being successful, and I started seeing myself not being able to relate to others in a new sense. And it's hard because people always say, hey, do you want to go out tonight and go to Knob Hill Bar and Grill, or do you want to go and do this, or do you want to go out and drink a lot of beers and have a good time party? And I said, well, dude, Friday's my work day, baby. I go 5 to 2 in the morning, usually Friday night, and that's my work day of hustling shit out. And so no, I can't go out and drink a lot of beers with you. I got an agenda. I have an opportunity to make something become a reality, a dream become a reality, and that's what I'm doing. And then Saturday I'm doing podcasts. Sunday I'm working, and so there's no real days off. And that's what I was telling you earlier. If I had tomorrow off with my company, I would still be working, doing something.
Do you feel like you're working there? Or do you feel like Does it feel like work? Does it feel like you're actually you're investing in something? It's more than work, right?
Well,
It is work.
At my other job, yeah, no, I have so much fun there. It's a lot of fun. I work with a great team, and I'm building a brand there as well. And I'm learning so much of building that brand, and I have so much fun. Dude, I'm going to be there for a long time, and dude, it's just a great environment where I can actually build and shape and build a business there too.
Well, that is fantastic. That's dope. Because some people don't feel that. But I was saying, like, when you're doing like the stuff 5 to 2, does that even, you say you're working, but do you feel like you're working?
No, I don't feel like I'm working. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, technically, yeah, I'm putting time in. Yeah, you're putting time in.
But you feel a little bit more sense of. I mean, you just said you have a great situation at your work, but I think a lot of people maybe don't have that.
Yeah.
But
I'm probably an anomaly. I'm always a positive thinker, but yeah.
But when you get into it, when you get into with your own shit, and you're just like, oh, I'm doing this because
time flies.
It flies, and you're just like, whoa.
And you're like, it's 2 a.m. It's time to go to bed, or you're like, okay, well, I got another hour in me. I'm gonna go to 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Because I'm focused. I'm engaged. I'm not worrying about sleep. I'm not worrying about drinking beers. I'm not worried about eating. I'm just engaged in what I'm doing, and I'm getting shit done.
Totally.
And that could be. Getting shit done and hustling doesn't have to be actually mowing lawns and putting work in and doing shovel work. It could be talking with people on Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn, connecting like we talked about earlier. It could be reading
ninjas.
It could be reading a book. It could be listening to podcasts, building your mind, expanding your mind. It could be going to the gym, getting your mind and stress right. So working from 5 to 2 or 5 to 3 at night or 5 to midnight.
It's kind of whatever you want to be.
Yeah, whatever you see fit. It doesn't have to be actual work. In the sense of digging holes, it could be just, creating a website. It could be sending some tweets out to people in the industry. It could be getting on a forum that your industry supports and engaging the community and the category of business you're in. I'm on a bunch of forums that are that, and I contribute and I look at it because I have a problem. And they give you feedback, and you build this thing. And
are you on Slack yet?
No.
We'll talk about that later. You gotta get on Slack.
Yeah. No, I've heard about Slack, but I don't have enough people to get on Slack. So.
No. You can get on other channels, which are like giant.
Oh, okay. Like Dust, Cyber Dust.
Kind of, but there it's like you can do a marketing one, or you can do like a design one, and you can find out. You can just find relationships in there.
Shout out to Slack. Hey, we're at already 23 minutes. We burned his time, dude. Where did time go?
The trilogy.
The trilogy. The hero said we had 28 minutes, and we're at 23 minutes. So we have 5 minutes. What do you think about this? I spent 15 minutes talking about this. What do you think?
I think it's dope. At first, I was kind of trying to figure out what are we going with this? What are you doing? And I think it's great, and it kind of inspires me to want to do something. Because I've always wanted to do a podcast, and I'm the kind of person where I ask a million questions. My ex-girlfriend once told me that she said that our first date felt like an interview. I'm just hitting with rapid fire questions.
Right. And you're trying to build something.
Yeah, build something there. Figure where the touch points are, and I think that it's something that I kind of want to do now. And I think there's a lot. I love to see people trying things because I know that's and not being afraid to it's hard putting yourself out there, especially when you don't get your peers.
Yeah.
Some people aren't gonna get it.
Yeah.
And it sucks, but at the same time, there's more people who are gonna get it.
Right.
They're gonna see that you're genuine about it.
Right.
And that you're not. It's not about you. You just told everybody.
Yeah.
About what this is.
Right.
It's not
this
about
is
Chris Martin.
No, I'm trying to.
You're the conduit, but it's not about you.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Chloe are the team here.
Right. We're doing the back end work.
Yeah, but it's about them. It's a platform, and I think that's great. So I think
there's so many stories here in Albuquerque that go untold that need to be told.
And everyone knows everyone, and there's a way that you can get to these people and talk to these people and hear their experience and find out. God, I think the sky's the limit.
Nicole Cadison owns Navajo Bar and Grill.
Shout out to Nicole.
Cindy Forstall is doing the yoga thing. Building her yoga readers at El Pinto. Bill Scott building Dion's from...
Steve McKee, the advertising mastermind at McKee Wallwork.
I mean, the list goes on, man.
There's some really great people here.
And there's all stories that need to be told, and that's kind of the journey that we're going on, and we just hope that... it's Chloe and I hope that there's just something that you get out of each episode that can help you move forward or trigger something in your mind of saying... Hey, I was at that spot. I was at that spot that I didn't believe in myself, or I couldn't get funding, or I didn't think it was possible until I tried, and I got 6 no's, and on the 50th no, I got a yes.
Totally.
You know, because that's what it's all about, man. It's just putting yourself out there and going to uncharted waters, whether it's traveling to different cities and doing this stuff.
Totally.
It's all just putting yourself out there and growing yourself. And that's what we just want to do. Is say it's all possible, man. There's abundance of money. There's abundance of success. There's abundance of whatever you want. Whatever you want, this universe has abundance of it.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You want water and sell water? Hey, there's an ocean right there, buddy. Go south.
Get to desalinate it and stuff, but yes.
Details.
Yeah, you'll figure it out later.
Get some solar panels. Get some desalinization going.
Get some algae fucking converters and stuff.
Yeah,
yes.
you want to be a oil and gas conglomerate? Hey, go to Teriyaki Chicken and steal their grease and make some biodiesel.
Yeah,
boom! Now you're in business.
Boom.
You want to be ExxonMobil? Start there.
So I guess that's what I gotta say about it. Is I think it's great. It's been great to be on this and be part of the earlier episodes, and I'm excited to see.
Yeah, this is episode. Man, I got to count. I think 5.
5.1, 5.2, 5.3.
yeah, the surround system.
Yeah, but
this is 5.3, the subwoofer edition.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
and I hope that I get to see some more really awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of other people on here. You know, this is ground zero. I mean, this is ground zero right here. And we'll probably be ground zero for a lot of episodes, but we're going to still be bringing the heat.
Figuring out what works, what doesn't, blah, blah, blah.
We're still going to be bringing the local talent. We're not going to stop. And until we scour the city, we have plenty of burritos to try, plenty of beers to try, plenty of people to talk to, and plenty of experiences to share. So we're basically at our time limit, man. Cool. I can't believe 2.5 hours have gone by. Can you?
No. I thought, no, not at all. It flew.
Yeah, it's flew. I mean, that's how it goes in the game. So... last words?
That's it. Happy New Year to everyone. I'm excited to be the last one of 2015.
Yeah, and, 2015, baby's
excited over. To get this up there.
This will be probably mid-January when this comes out, so everybody will be...
What's your New Year's resolution?
New Year's resolution.
Before we go, we gotta just don't not too far. Just say what it could be.
I want to continue my health goal of still going strong, going to the gym, and getting healthy. That's something that I always struggle with of every day of... the fuck it's, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And I've been doing it for the last 2 years, and I don't want this year, you know, you start building progression. I don't want to go into it more because we don't have time, but what's yours?
Mine is just to be more disciplined in the goals that I set. So I don't want to say, like, I want to lose this much weight or do this. I just want to be like, if I say I'm going to do something, to actually...
There's no other way.
And do it. Yeah, like Yoda says, do or do not, there is no try.
Right. Episode 3, baby. That's a good way to end it.
Boom!
Yoda the master, throwing out the master talk.
Cool.
That's a good one. So that's it, man. Do or do not, there is no try.
There is no try.
Episode 3 is ending. So we'll see you guys later. We don't know who's next because we film these things in different orders, but we got some shit coming your way that's going to be a lot of fun. So to the next year, 2016.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're going to have a bunch of stuff coming, hitting hard.
Cool.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Bye.